If I had to start my photo and video business again in 2026, I wouldn't focus on gear, followers, or going viral. I'd focus on these 5 things instead, because they're the reason I'm still in the industry today. I'm not making this video as someone who has everything figured out yet. I'm documenting my journey of building a sustainable photo and video business, sharing what actually works for me and what I wish I had understood earlier. Especially if you're starting out or planning your next steps for 2026, this video might save you a lot of time. My first tip is a pretty obvious one. Build a niche online and take every single job offline. One of the biggest mistakes I see is people trying to show every single thing they shoot online. You do weddings, portraits, products, events, real estates, and your Instagram just ends up looking like a random hard drive. You don't want that. Instead, I'd recommend this. Pick one niche for your online presence. If you have 2 niches that you want to focus on, then build 2 different online presence. These niches are the niches you want to be hired in the future. For me, that's one account for weddings and the other one for travel and festival stuff. Yes, the second account is mixed with travel and festivals, but I don't attract clients through the algorithm. I just send the account as a portfolio of my work. This doesn't mean you stop taking other jobs. Offline, in real life, you say yes to almost every single job you can get. Online, you are just more picky with what you put online as a portfolio and what you want to get hired for. Your website and social media are not a diary, they are a positioning tool, and you have to understand this because this is pretty important for your future business. The second tip is saying yes to every single job and every single project in the beginning. I know a lot of people won't agree with me, but I think at the start you don't need to think about money, you don't think commercially. You have to think in terms of experience, in terms of skills and portfolio, building a very, very big portfolio and saying yes to everything, even if it scares you. Saying yes to projects you don't fully understand yet. And you also say yes when the money isn't great. As long as you are learning something, this is a pretty valuable job. A diverse portfolio in the beginning is not a weakness. It's just a weakness if you put every single thing online. But doing every single job will teach you what you are good at, what you enjoy, and what you never want to do again. For me, that's definitely rap music videos. I will never do that again. Trying every single niche, you also get a lot better at every single job. So if you have a job where the client has a spontaneous idea or wants to do something special, and you already did that in the past, this will not be a problem for you because you gained the experience and the skill already on another job that you might have done for free. But the key thing is you can't specialize on something if you haven't tried it out first. The third tip is master the business, not just the craft. And this might be the most important tip in this series. One thing I massively underestimated in the beginning was the business side of this industry. Like most people, I focused almost entirely on getting better creatively, better images, better videos, better edits. And yes, that part matters, but being good at your craft is only one piece to the puzzle. A lot of people study something related to media and art because they want to work creatively later on. And in my opinion, that is often not the smartest path, because most people who choose these studies already know their craft. They know what they are doing and there is nothing new that they could learn or a huge thing they could learn. What's missing is the business knowledge. For example, how to get clients, how to actually reach out to brands properly, not through Instagram DMs, not through support emails, but structured outreach to the right people with mails that focus on value instead of talking about yourself. That is something I had to figure out over time, and I've put my exact email framework and the process into a small resource linked below, just in case you need something and you want to learn about this. It's linked down below. You need to know about sales, marketing, pricing systems, how to structure a sales call, how to handle objections. You need to know how to build a clear sales process instead of improvising for every single project and job. The thing is, you can be an incredibly talented photographer, filmmaker, or artist, but if nobody knows about you or you just don't know how to sell yourself, well, that talent won't turn into a living. This is still a business, and the moment I started threading it like one, things slowly began to change. My fourth tip is stop waiting for permission. Most people are waiting for someone to tell them they are ready. They are waiting for the perfect moment to start with something new. They are waiting for a client, a brand, or an audience, but those things never come if you don't stop and take action. This sounds cliche, but you have to act like the person you want to become before you are actually that person. Send that one email, publish the video that you think that is cringe and nobody will care about, and reach out without guarantees. The thing is, every single opportunity I've had came from taking action before I felt ready to take that action. Tip number 5 is over-deliver, but do it quietly. In 2026, average work will be invisible. What stands out is over-delivery. I'm not talking about telling your client that you will over-deliver upfront and telling them that the product you're going to deliver is the perfect product. I'm talking about deliver faster than expected and maybe provide with some extras. For example, add an extra version, care about details nobody asked for. Send them extra short, send them extra reel, make a second version of the video and add some photos to it, because this is how long-term trust is built, not through promises, but through results. Throughout your filmmaking journey, you will recognize that most clients don't come from marketing, they come from people who are being surprised by how good the experience of your service was. At the end of the day, building a photo or video business comes down to this. Take action, try out everything you can, keep learning and thread it like a business. Not just as a money-making machine from day one. You just don't need to have everything figured out yet. You just need to start and keep going. At the moment, I'm documenting this whole process, building a photo and video business and growing it step by step, not as an expert, but as someone who is in the middle of it. If you want to follow along, make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.